So today I would like to start the C programming. We have to discuss some flowcharts also that we will discuss later. So today I am going to start C programming. So from second module, third module and fourth module will be all about C programming. Is the screen visible? Please type in the chat box. Please respond through chat box. Is the screen visible? So C programming. C is a programming language. So we all know what is a computer program, and we all know what is a programming language also. So the C language is developed by Dennis Ritchie for creating system applications that directly interact with the hardware devices. So this language is developed by a person called Dennis Ritchie, and the main aim of this C language is to interact with the hardware devices. So we all know hardware alone can't do anything. So we need some software. So to need that software or that application, Dennis Ritchie developed a C language. It is developed in Bell Laboratories. So it is a famous laboratory. You are all familiar with that. C is considered as a middle-level language because it supports the features of both low-level and high-level languages. So we already discussed this term middle-level language. So C language is in between low-level language and high-level language, and it resembles algebraic expressions, resembles English words like if, else, for, do, while, etc. C compilers are commonly available for computers. So C programs looks like some algebraic expressions or some arithmetic expressions, and also it has some English words like if, else, for, do, while, etc. So this is the introduction to C. So you just compare the C language with our English language. So we have English language. It has some alphabets A to Z. Similarly, while writing English, we will use numbers also. Numbers means 0 to 9, and also we will use some punctuations. We will use some dots for full stop. We will use some commas. We will use some semicolons, etc. So these all things will come under character set of English language. So A to Z, 0 to 9, some special characters like dollar, hash, semicolon, colon, comma, and the digits 0 to 9 will come under English language. So if we write any passage in English, we can include these much symbols. So that is called character set in the English language. Similarly, in our C language also we have a character set. So what is the purpose of characters? Characters are used to form words, numbers, and expressions. Expression means arithmetic expressions or logical expression. Example for arithmetical expression is A plus B, where A is a character, plus is a symbol, B is a character. Example for logical expression is A less than B, where A is a character, less than symbol is a character, and B is a character. So here we are discussing about character set in C, and I hope you understood the character set in English language. Similarly, we have some character set in our C language. The characters are used to form words, numbers, and expression. The characters in C are grouped into following categories. Letters. Letters include A to Z, uppercase, and also A to Z, lowercase. And we have some digits. Digits means 0 to 9. We can use any combination of 0 to 9. And some special characters. So special characters are given in the list. So these much of special characters can be included in the C program. So this symbol, I think you may be familiar, because you are not familiar with you may not be familiar with the symbol. This symbol, if you are using the laptop, you can see the symbol is just below that escape key. This is called tilde symbol, and you all know exclamation mark, number sign or hash, dollar, percentage, this caret, and this symbol is also not much familiar to you. If you are using the keyboard, you can see it above the letter 6. Sorry, above the digit 6. Above the digit we have this caret symbol. This is actually an symbol that we will call it as ampersand. This is a star symbol that is called as asterisk. And we have left parenthesis and right parenthesis. It is nothing but the left bracket and right bracket. Underscore. Underscore is just below that minus symbol in the keyboard. Plus sign. Vertical bar. This one is also not much familiar for you. Vertical bar is there in the keyboard just above the enter key. If you are using the laptop, you can notice it now itself. Just above the enter key, you have a vertical bar. Backslash, that is also just above the enter key. Apostrophe or single quotes, minus sign, equal to sign, left brace. It is just similar to our set bracket. And right brace, left bracket. It is actually also known as square bracket. Left square bracket and right square bracket. Colon, quotation mark or double quotes, semicolon. This less than symbol can also called as opening angle bracket. So it can be considered as a bracket also in C language. It is called opening angle bracket. Similarly, closing angle bracket, question mark, comma, period. Dot is nothing but a period in C, and a slash. So here we have two slashes. One is backslash and slash. You can notice the difference. One is slanting towards left, another one is slanting towards the right. Any doubts in special characters? Please respond. If you are clear with it, you just type clear in the chat box. Otherwise, you can ask the doubt itself, now itself. Please respond. Okay. So one more type of characters are there called white spaces, blank space, horizontal space, new line, carriage return, and form field. So blank space means we all know you all know about the space bar. So when we press on the space bar while we are typing something, it will give some space. It will give one character space. So that character space is also allowed in C program. So it is also considered as a character in C. Similarly, horizontal tab. You all know about the tab key. So in the keyboard, it is just above the caps lock. If we press a tab, if we press a tab, it will give some more space. The space given when I pressing the space bar and the space given when I press the tab button is different. So it will give a tab space. It will give some more, the space will have some more width. So that tab space is also permitted in character set in C. So new line is nothing but enter key. So we can press enter key while writing the C program. It is also considered as a character set in C. Carriage return and form feed we will discuss later. So when we study special characters, we will study carriage return and form feed. So these are the characters which are allowed in C program. So letters, digits, special characters, and some white spaces. So if you look at a C program will be a combination of these things. It will contain some letters, it will contain some digits, it will contain some special characters, it will contain some blank space, horizontal tab, and new line. Carriage return and form feed are generally not in the program, that we will discuss later. So I hope you understood about the character set in C. So always compare with the English language. So when you look at these things, almost everything in the English language is there in the C also. That's why it resembles the English language, or that's why it is called a middle level language. Okay, next is C tokens. So C tokens can be compared with the English language like words. So while we write an English passage, there will be a number of words. So similarly, each and every words can be considered as a token. So in a passage of text, individual words and punctuation marks are called tokens. In a passage of text means the first point is related to English language. So it will contain some individual words, some punctuation marks, and those are called tokens. Similarly in C, the smallest individual unit are called tokens. In C also we will have something similar to words, and this smallest individual unit is called a token. And C has 6 types of tokens: keywords, identifiers, constants, strings, special symbols, and operators. So C tokens, or the words in C language, can be classified into 6: tokens, identifiers, constants, strings, special symbols, and operators. First one is keywords. Keywords are certain reserved words that have standard predefined meaning in C. These keywords can be used only for their intended purpose. So keywords means already defined words. In English language also, there are some already defined words. For example, elephant. Elephant is a predefined word which denotes the animal elephant. Similarly, animal is a keyword, or animal is a predefined word. It is already defined in the English language, which include all the animals. Similarly, human, car, door, any noun, any adverb, any adjective, not any noun. Excluding noun, everything is a predefined meaning in English language. So if I write some word called for has a meaning, F-O-R. If I write if, it has a meaning. If I write while in English, it has a meaning. So there are a large collection of predefined words in English language. Similarly, in C language also we have some predefined words. Those are called keywords. So, but in our C language we have only 32 keywords. So we have only 32 keywords. So those 32 keywords are listed here: auto, break, case, care, const, continue, default, etc. So I hope you understood keywords. So in English language we have a large collection of words which already have a meaning. Similarly, those are predefined, those are already defined. Similarly, in C language also we have some reserved words or predefined words. Here in C language we have only 32 reserved words. Those reserved words are called keywords. And suppose Tom is an English word. We all know Tom is an English word, or Jerry is an English word. But Tom doesn't have any meaning. Jerry doesn't have any meaning. It is a name given to something. It is a name given to something. So it is not predefined. So suppose I am calling someone ABC. So ABC didn't have any meaning, or not, it is not predefined. It is a name given to a person. So those things didn't come under keywords because it is not predefined. You can call any person by any name, by any combination of the alphabets. Okay, all of you please listen. So I hope you understood the concept of keywords. So keywords are the predefined words and it has some meaning. So if you are clear with keywords, you just type clear in the chat box, and if you have any doubt, you can ask. So always remember, in C language we have 32 keywords. So always compare with the English language. In English language also we have some predefined words, and here also in C language also similarly we have some predefined words, and those predefined words are called keywords. Next is identifiers. Identifiers are user-defined names that are given to various program elements such as variables, functions, and arrays. So these three things we will only discuss in the future. So what is a variable, what is a function, and what is an array? So for the time being, you just understand like identifiers are user-defined names. So keywords are already defined or predefined. So you can relate in English language with names. So here in our class we have an Adarsh Kumar. So it is a name given to that particular person. So that name is defined by his parent. So it is a user-defined name. So it is not already defined. So any name can be given. So for example, earlier we discussed about Tom. Tom is a name given to something. Jerry is a name given to something. Similarly, those are the name defined by users. So I can call some person with some nickname. So that name is defined by me. So that is called an identifier. So identifier to identify something. So name given to a person is to identify a person. Name given to a place is to identify a place. So that is called an identifier. Similarly in C also we have some user defined names, and the names are given to variables, functions, and arrays. So variable, the term variable, the functions and arrays we will discuss in future. So variables everyone is familiar, because if I write some expression a equal to b plus c, that a, b, c can be called as a variable. So we can give some names to the variable. So a is a name given to a variable, b is a name given to a variable, and c is a name given to the variable. This a, comma, a, b and c didn't have any predefined meaning. And the next point, identifiers consist of sequence of letters and digits. And rules for identifiers. So when we write an identifier in C program, you must follow some rules. First character must be an alphabet or underscore. So already discussed, identifiers can contain letters and digits. We can include both letters and digits in the identifier. But the first character must be always an alphabet, and also you can include underscore as a first character in the identifier. Must contain only letters, digits, or underscore. So in identifiers we can include only letters. Letters means A to Z, either uppercase or lowercase or combination. Any combination can be used. And digits also, any combination of digits can be used. And also we can use underscore. No other symbols are permitted in the identifier. Cannot use a keyword. So we already studied some 32 keywords. We can't use any of the 32 keywords as an identifier. Must not contain white space. So that means the space can't be given within a variable. So only thing permitted in a variable are alphabets, digits and underscore. And you can't never start an identifier with a number or a digit. The first character of a variable, an identifier must be an alphabet or an underscore. The examples: x can be an identifier, y12 is an identifier, area is an identifier, text underscore rate is an identifier, table is an identifier. Mayangraj, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Can I call this 12A as an identifier?
No, sir.
Why?
Because it contains first character as a digit.
As a digit, okay. Deepak,
Yes, sir.
can I use this tax rate as an identifier?
No, sir.
Why?
I must not contain white space in the
Okay. So this
space.
space, here I have a space. So here I have space. So you can't use it. Gautam,
Yes, sir.
can I use auto as a keyword, identifier?
Yes, sir.
Auto can't be
Yes, sorry, no, sir. No, sir.
auto can't be used as identifier because you are not now you are not familiar with those 32 keywords. Actually, auto is one of the keyword. So this keyword can't be used as a identifier. So I hope you understood the concept of identifiers. So if you have any doubt, you can ask or you can type in the chat box. Otherwise, just type clear in the chat box, or even a C is enough. You just type a C or clear in the chat box if you are clear. Any doubt also you can type in the chat box, or you can unmute the mic and ask. Okay. Next is constants. In C, constants refers to fixed values that do not change during the execution of the program. So we all know what is a constant, and we will in C the constants are called some fixed values. The value of those constants will not change during the execution of the program. So you are all familiar with variable and constant. Even in mathematics you have studied variables and constant. Variables means the thing where value will vary. So if I write a equal to 5, and after some time if I write a equal to 10, the value of a is varying. Earlier it was 5, now it is 10. Similarly, there are something which doesn't vary, that is called constants. So this is the classification of constants. Constants are classified into two: numeric constants and character constant. Numeric constants are again classified into integer constants and real constants. Integer constants are again classified into three: decimal, octal and hexadecimal. Character constants are again classified into single character constant and string constant. So we will look one by one. So first one is integer constant. An integer constant refers to a sequence of digits. So if there is a sequence of digits or a combination of digits, we can call it as a integer constant. So integer constants are of three types: decimal, octal, hexadecimal. Decimal integer consists of set of digits 0 through 9 preceded by an optional minus or plus sign. So any combination of 0 to 9 can be considered as an integer constant, and we can add either a minus symbol or a plus symbol in front of that sequence. So minus symbol will denote a negative number and plus symbol so integer constants, first one is decimal constant. So decimal integer consists of digits 0 through 9, any combination of 0 to 9, and we have also an optional minus symbol or plus symbol to denote positive and negative numbers or negative decimal numbers. So one more point: spaces, commas and non-digit characters are not permitted between digits. So these are the example: 123, 0, minus 789. These are the examples of decimal constants. But the spaces, commas, non-digit characters are not permitted between digits. So here I am written 57, I have given a space, and then I have written 890. It will not be considered as 57,890 because in C, space is not allowed between decimal constant. Similarly here, generally we read this as 20,000. In C, we can't consider this as 20,000 because here we have a comma after 20. Here it is $1,000. We can't add some dollar symbol or any other symbol before a number. We can only add minus or plus before a symbol. So these three are examples for illegal decimal constants. These are not legal or these are not allowed in C program. Okay, similar to decimal, we have octal. So we all know decimal means, deca means 10. So these decimal numbers are a combination of 10 symbols. Those 10 symbols are 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 9. So that's why it is called a decimal number, because there it is a combination of that 10 symbols. Similarly here we have octal. Octal means, octa means 8. So here the digits are a combination of 0 through 7. 0 through 7. Any combination between 0 to 7 can be considered as an octal, provided it must be preceded by a 0. It is preceded by a 0. So do you studied about octal number in first semester? Please respond. Do you studied octal number in first semester?
No, sir.
Do you studied binary number in first semester? Please respond.
No, sir.
So in which semester we are going to study basic electronics? In S1 or in S2?
No, sir. Basic electronics now going on.
Now going on.
Semester
Okay.
2.
So there you will study the number system. In that you will study the binary number system and octal number system. For the time being, you just understand like similar to decimal. Why it is called decimal? Because it contains 10 different symbols: 0, 1, 2 up to 9. Similarly in octal we have 8 symbols from 0 to 7. Small correction. So here it is octal integer. Octal integer constant consists of set of digits 0 through 7 preceded by 0. So there will be a 0 in front of the octal. So here if you notice there is no minus sign or no plus sign. So in octal representation we can represent only positive values or plus values. So examples are 037, 0435, 077. These are all examples for octal constants. Fida Sahuda, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Why this 37 can't be considered as an octal constant?
There is no preceding zero.
Okay, very good. Adidev,
Yes, sir.
why 089 can't be considered as an octal number?
Because octal means 8, 0 to 7.
0 to 7. Here I have 8 and 9. That's why it is not considered as a valid octal number. Okay, good. So one more type of integer constant is there, that is called hexadecimal. Hexa means 6, decimal means 10. So 6 plus 10. There is a total of 16 symbols. There is a total of 16 symbols. A sequence of digits, that means 0 to 9, and letters A to F, or even small a to F, preceded by not O, this is 0, 0 capital X or 0 small x, is considered as hexadecimal integers. The letters A through F represent 10 through 15. So hexadecimal have 16 symbols. 0 to 9 will contain 10 symbols, and A to F contains 6 symbols. So there is a total of 16 symbols.
Okay.
So what happened?
Share the screen, sir.
Your screen is not visible, sir.
Screen is not visible. Okay. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
So hexadecimal is contains 16 symbols, 0 to 9, which contain 10 symbols, and A to F contains 6 symbols. So 9 means you know the value of 9. It is value 9. So generally 10 means 10. So here instead of 10 we will use A, instead of 11 we will use B, and similarly for F we are using 15. So hexadecimal will contain some combination of 16 symbols that include 0 to 9 and A to F. And one more thing, it will be either preceded by 0x or this 0 small x. So these are some examples: 0x2, 0x9f, 0xbcd, because this A to F can be in small letters also, and 0xff. So any doubts in hexadecimal? Any doubts in hexadecimal? Please respond. If you are clear, you just type C, otherwise you just ask the doubts. Naman Anand, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So is AFF is a valid hexadecimal constant?
No, sir. It would have started with 0x.
Okay, very good. Okay. Rahul Bharadwaj.
Sir.
So is 0xAH3 is a valid hexadecimal number?
No, sir.
Why?
H is not between A and F.
Okay, H is not a valid symbol. Okay. So if you are clear with this integer constants, please type clear in the chat box. Okay, thank you. So I hope you understood integer constants. The next one is real constants. Number containing fractional part are called real constants or floating points. So earlier in integer constant we only have some whole numbers. So here real constant means the number part will contain some fractional parts also. Example 0.0083 minus 0.75435.6. These are called real constants. These numbers are decimal notation having a whole number followed by decimal point and fractional part. So here I have a 2.35. So this entire thing contains three parts. There's a whole number, 2 is a whole number, followed by a decimal point. So this is called the decimal point, and followed by a fractional part. This 35 is the fractional part. So you can look something like a floating point or a point. A point is floating in between the whole numbers. So if there's a whole number 235, and if I put a point in between 2 and 3, we can call it as 2.35. That means there is a point floating in between the whole numbers. That's why it is also known as floating points. So these types of constants are called real constants or floating point constants. Next thing, real numbers are also expressed in exponential notation. So we can represent this real constant in another form also. So it will contain two parts, mantissa and exponent. In between there I have a symbol E. I have an E symbol. So I will try to explain this exponential notation with the help of an example. 215.65. It can be written as 2.1562 into 10 square. So this can be written as 2.1562 E2. Here 2.1656 E2. The meaning is 2.1656 into 10 raised to 2. E2 means 10 raised to 2. So E can be either in uppercase or in lowercase or in uppercase. Both are valid. You can either use small letter E or a capital letter E. So E2 means 10 square. E2 means multiply by 10 square. So what will be E minus 2? Please respond. Anyone? What will be E minus 2?
10 power minus
10 power minus 2. So E minus 2 means 10 power minus 2. So where it is applicable, why we go for exponential notation? So here I have 7, 5 followed by some 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 zeros. 75 followed by some 8 zeros. So it is a very large number. So in order to avoid the difficulty to type these large numbers, sometimes a zero may be exceeded, or a zero may be discarded, or a zero may be omitted. So to avoid that, we are using the exponential notation. Here I am writing it as 7.5 into 7.5 E9. That is 7.5 into 10 raised to 9. It is nothing but 75 followed by 8 zeros. So you can, otherwise you can write it as 75 E8 also. Both are correct. Here another one is there, minus 0 point some 6 zeros followed by 368. So here it is a decimal. So it is represented as, and it is also a negative value. Negative, the only thing is we have a fractional part. So it is a minus symbol is given. It can be written as 3.68 into 10 raised to minus 7. So it is written as 3.68 E minus 7. So similarly, here we converted the fractional part to, or the real constants to, exponential notation. If I have an exponential notation like 12 e minus 2 means it is 12 into 10 raised to minus 2, or 12 into 10 square. Here I have 1.2 e minus 1. The meaning, sorry, minus 1.2 e minus 1. The meaning is minus 1.2 into 10 raised to minus 1. So I hope you are familiar with you understand the exponential notation. So here this minus 1.2 is called the mantissa part, and this minus 1 is called the exponent part. Here 7.5 is the mantissa part and 9 is the exponent part. So mantissa and exponent from here. Mantissa followed by E followed by exponent. Here minus 3.68 is the mantissa part and minus 7 is the exponent part. Any doubt in this? Any doubt in the real constants? Please respond. Okay, thank you. John Ralphie.
Yes, sir.
So what's the meaning of minus 1 e minus 1?
Float.
What is e minus 1? E minus 1 can be written as?
Ten raised to minus.
Okay, 10 raised to minus 1. So this is nothing but minus 1 into
10 raised to
10 raised
minus
to
1.
minus 1. The same as minus 0.01.
1.
01. Sorry. 0.1. Sorry. It is 0.1. It is 107. Okay. So I think everyone is familiar with this real constant is also called floating point constant. Okay, next is single character constant. Contains a single character enclosed within a pair of single quote mark. So always remember, single character constant or a character constant means any character or anything within a single quotes. Anything within a single quotes can be considered as a single character constant, or any single character within a single quotes can be considered as a single character. So example, 5 within single quotes. The integer value 5 and this 5 is different. X within single quotes. Here there's a space is enclosed within a single quotes. So these are the examples of character constants. One more thing, each character constant have an integer value based on ASCII character. ASCII means American Standard Code for Information Interchange. There is an ASCII table. Based on the table, each and every character will have an integer value. So here I have a 5 within single quotes. So it is actually a character constant. So for this 5 within a single quotes, we have an equivalent ASCII character or a equivalent integer constant. So if I am trying to store this character 5 in memory, that particular integer equivalent will be stored in memory. And repeating it, if I have a character constant 5, for 5 there will be an equivalent integer constant and that integer value, and that integer value will be stored in the memory. If I am writing 5, this 5 itself will be stored in memory, but it will be in binary form. So it will be something similar to 0 1 0 1. But if I am using 5 as a character constant, a different number will be stored in, or a different value will be stored in memory. It is based on a table called ASCII table. It is called American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Similarly here, X is an integer constant. Why? Because a single character is enclosed within a single quotes. So X has an equivalent ASCII code as 88. So that 88 is the equivalent ASCII code for character X. Similarly for character 5, the equivalent ASCII value is 53. Similarly here I have a blank space within single quotes. Blank space means the thing what we give when we press a space bar once. It also have an equivalent ASCII value or an equivalent integer value that is 32. So character constant means a single character within a single quotes. Shidinraj, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Is this a valid character constant?
No, sir.
Why?
A എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞോണ്ട് നമ്പർ മാത്രമല്ലേ ഇങ്ങനെ പറയുന്നത്.
So what about this one? Here there is no number, only character.
സിംഗിൾ ക്യാരക്ടറാ
Okay.
വേണ്ടതായിട്ട്.
So here 5 8. So two symbols are there. We can only have single character. We can only have single character. Rishi Sagar.
Yes, sir.
Is this a valid character constant?
No, sir.
Why?
Single quotation.
Okay, here I have to use single quotation. Here I have used double quotation. So this is the ASCII table. So it is a predefined table. That means already defined table. So no need to by heart. It is only for understanding purpose. So I already told you for character 5, we have an equivalent ASCII value as 53. Character 5 we have 53. Character 5 we have 53. So So based on this table only, we are finding the equivalent ASCII value. So similarly for X, we have 88. And similarly for space, we have 32. So here I told you this is just a blank space and its equivalent ASCII value is 32. So some values you have to remember, especially capital A. Capital A is 65, small a is 97. So these two values you have to remember. Capital A is 65, small a is 97. And also this one, space, 3 values. So this will be helpful when we write some programs. Some programs we will think about related to this table or related to these values. Suppose in future you will write a program to convert all the lowercase letters to uppercase. All the lowercase letters to uppercase. At that time what you do is you simply subtract 32. Okay, I'm not discussing about the logic now. Just leave it. So if you know ASCII value of small a, you can write the ASCII value of small b also because it is just 98. And you just add 1 to B, C. It is in sequence from A to Z. Similarly here also A to Z is in a sequence here. So from this table you can understand one more thing. It's only for understanding purpose. We already discussed about decimal constant, hexadecimal constant and octal constant. So you just imagine I have a decimal constant. So there will be a question, what will be its equivalent hexadecimal constant? Its equivalent hexadecimal value is 22. Similarly, its equivalent octal value is 42. Anyway, in basic electronics, you will study the conversion. At that time, it will be clear how to convert this. There will be a procedure that you will study in basic electronics or in the higher semesters also. Anyway, you are all electronic students. So in S3 itself, you will study digital electronics. There you will study the conversion. If you didn't study it in this semester, you will definitely study in the next semester. So always remember so there is a doubt why arrow mark is dot dot. Shashikant, I didn't understand your doubt. Can you please unmute your mic and ask?
Yes, sir. I'm asking
in
on previous
this slide
slide,
or
sir.
previous slide?
Previous slide.
Okay, in this slide. Which where?
Previous slide that asking that. Yes, sir.
This one.
Yeah. So here arrow, sir.
This arrow is just to give the arrow mark.
What is dot dot like?
Question is there, is it necessary to remember whole ASCII table? We no need to remember whole ASCII table. Only thing is you have to remember the value for capital A, small a and 32. And space. Space is 32, capital A is 65, small a is 97. These much things you have to remember. So this decimal hexaoctal things I only told you for understanding purpose. So because we studied the decimal constants, hexadecimal constants and octal constants. So if you notice the hexadecimal column, you will have only the combination of 0 to 9 and A to F. If you look at the octal column, there will be no 8, 9, something like that. Only thing is the combination will be 0 to 7. Only for understanding purpose only I told that. Okay, next is string constants. A string constant is a sequence of characters enclosed in double quotes. The characters can be letters, special characters and numbers. So earlier we studied about single character constant, where a single character is enclosed within a single quotes. Here we can include more than one character, but we have to enclose within a double quotes. For example, hello within double quotes, 2021 within a double quotes is not a number, it is actually a string. 5 plus 3 within double quotes is a string, it is not 8. And x within double quotes is not the same as x within single quotes. String constant doesn't have an equivalent ASCII value. Earlier we studied how the character constants are stored in memory. So here string constant doesn't have an equivalent ASCII value. How these things are stored in memory will be discussed later.